What's up? Hey everybody, welcome to Hex Futures. I decided I wanted a beer, so I went over to a local bar, one that I actually did the design for, and had 2 beers during karaoke. Met some husband and wife. Wife's tits were hanging out all over the place. The husband was way cool, and the wife did karaoke with this guy that was hitting on her down the bar. And then on the other side of me were 2 guys that one was from Ontario. He was born on the other side of the lake from Detroit, so he tells me. And the guy that came with him to the bar was from Ohio. And I had just met another guy from Ohio at my local grocery store that I always talk to you guys about. And so they were there because work is in the area. They're creating some stuff north of town off the highway. So my area of the United States is still booming, still steady growth. Everything's okay. People enjoying nightlife and stuff. I didn't really know what to name this, so social temperature is the name. I still don't have my green candles to light over here. I have failed you. I'm so sorry. Lately I've picked up some gum chewing. This stuff, supposedly this xylem, whatever the hell this is supposed to stand for. Supposedly that mineralizes your teeth. I don't know. But I came on here because the last few days I've been experiencing some social discourse, and then also like roaming through Twitter today, some more social discourse. We are at a stage where like there's a little bit of fear and there's a bit of excitement as well. And it's really interesting, because people are trying to figure out, is Hex going to lead the way, or are other things going to lead the way? And I saw that, like people get above 60% of the sack rate on Pulse, and they're just like, all right, this is good enough for me. I'm going to get out now. It's quite interesting to see those sorts of progressions. You guys know me. I've got my stake techs every 6 months. Just a while ago, I tried to plug in my microphone and I put it in the wrong hole. I thought that was kind of funny. I like stuck it all the way in some other hole. I don't know what it was. It might be the internet hole. Don't really have shit to talk about. I just came back from this place and I thought that I'd spark up a live stream. So, Kareem is doing a very good job for the community. He is giving back to the community. He is not, detained any longer over in Turks and Caicos. I mean, maybe he has to wait around for a trial date. Maybe that's the apartment that I'm seeing him inside of whenever he shows up on Maddie's streams. But every Tuesday, we got to give it up to Kareem. Every Tuesday since he's been freed, he has shown up on Maddie's stream and participated. And, like more people on stream, more people talking, more inputs is wonderful. So, I gave him a hard time with me streaming solo about what happened with Turks and Caicos and everything. And I need to publicly say, like, good job, Kareem. You have been there. And my understanding is that you've paid off everyone except for the largest donator, which was more like $25,000 or something. I have no idea. anymore. So he's slowly working that off, but whatever the case, he has shown up every Tuesday. And that's dedication, because like, how many other people can actually say that they've been that they've been doing a week by week by week by week thing inside of this community? And that's kind of my mood right now. Is we've been doing we've seen Richard's tweets about direct mail, about getting out in front of people and being like showing people propositions with the hex token. Just like a business, you got to get in front of these people and tell them that this opportunity is there. And that's what we've been doing with the direct mail stuff. So I've been sending out the cards. I actually sent out 300 addresses just recently. Maybe a few of them overlap with people that I already had addresses to. I don't know, because, I was given their screen name in most cases. And these new 300 addresses, I was actually given their real name, because it was pulsekinstore.com that's provided me these with permission from their clients. And these were US addresses, so only US. And we're working on connecting me with the international addresses as well. I don't know if they want to do that by continent or what, but I haven't yet been given those addresses, and I'm not going to pressure them either. Because, I mean, these global stamps that I have right here, this little poinsettia, I only know the name of this flower because my grandmother loved them. So every Christmas she would get her little poinsettias from the church. Those things cost like $1.50 or something, while regular stamps cost $3.50 or $3.50. I'm sorry, 73 cents for these regular forever stamps. Yeah, 73 stamps. When I was growing up, they were way less than 40. And whenever I started paying attention to mail, then they became 40. So inflation right in front of your faces. But yeah, we're having a little bit of tweets all over the place. I saw Trevon, he started being a little bit active in critiquing everything that's going down in crypto. That's pretty interesting. I don't know where he's been. I'm so looking forward to all of these coins, these off to the side of hex coins, just being dumped and everybody piling in to specific Richard Heart ones that they want. So today's coin is wrapped Bitcoin. Those wrapped Bitcoin that were on Ethereum whenever Pulse Chain launched, those copies over on Pulse Chain, they are being prized right now. And I'm not sure how many there are available, but the price went from, I don't know, just below $300 to $400, $420 today. And I don't have any. I don't know if I want any, but it might be interesting. I might grab just one just for the heck of it, because it's a rarity. There's only so many of them. I do have a little bit of P-Dye because I bought that back in the day whenever I was just speculating, along with a few other things that were just P this, P that. Like, maybe the idea was maybe people would come onto Pulse Chain and then they would be like, oh, well, I'm going to participate in the copies that I have or the names that I recognize. You know what I mean? Not the things that are native to Pulse Chain, like what was created by the HOA folks, or I don't know. I can't really think of any others. But yeah, Hex was rising, and then it's sort of has not risen in the last 2 days or so. If it is that you have a Coinbase account like you do with me, or like I do myself, You might diversify a little bit and attempt to take this initial increase with everybody coming into crypto, and then you can bring it into whatever it is that you're interested in. So it's a pretty interesting time right now in crypto. I think Bitcoin hit $94,000 today. So let's timestamp that. What else? I got something on the stove I need to check on. I'm gonna check on that. I wonder if Finbear got a notification on this live stream, because we've been really we've been done dirty by YouTube. YouTube is not giving us notifications whatsoever. I'm trying to think, like, the only live streams that I'm hitting the little like notify me for is whenever Daraj, his Hex Asians pops up. And then I don't even know if I get that on time, but some of my permaculture things I'm not getting on time at all. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So this guy at the bar, he was starting to bald, so he shaved it all off and stuff. And like I say, his wife was all over the place having fun and stuff. And so whenever she went to the restroom one time, because they were all over each other, good for them. But after I talked to them and everything, and she went to the bathroom, then he and I were talking, because what did she say? She said something about like TikTok, and how, like, now that the election had happened, that there were some people that were feeling uncomfortable, and they're on her TikTok feed and stuff, and how she's addicted to the stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm addicted to scrolling too, because over there on Twitter, I like scrolling. On YouTube, I don't like scrolling whatsoever, because YouTube is trying to manipulate my mind. I can tell. But Twitter, I have a little bit more freedom. And then I also have, the New World Order awareness stuff that comes across Twitter, that I really appreciate, of course. So she was saying that, and then that got it to where us men, once she went to the restroom, us men started talking. And this guy thinks that everybody's a soy boy today. He thinks that everybody that's younger than my age group, which is like right below his age group. He didn't tell me his age, but I think he was just a few years older than I was. He thinks everybody's a soy boy. He thinks that the nation is being steered, and that if it is that we all have to stand up, it's going to be lost. And I asked him, have you interacted with the Texas Nationalist Movement at all? He said, nah, he's not. He had deleted all his social media. He is not interested in all the stuff that's being attempted to push across. Now, the women, his wife, he said that that he made some comment on, like, if the country starts going this certain way, you're gonna have to take the kids alone. And it went right over his wife's head, he said. So that was an interesting interaction. And another couple that was over to the side of me, I had the opportunity whenever the female went out to smoke outside, out front. I had the opportunity to to you know see what his temperature was also, but I missed out on that, and really, I didn't take the opportunity because I really didn't care. I didn't like the way this guy looked. Finbear is here. Finbear's in the comments right now. What's up, Finbear? So this is only being streamed over on YouTube, Hex Futures channel, because over there on Twitter, my eco builder is temporarily restricted because I told somebody to go jump off a cliff. Or no, I told them they could go jump off a cliff. Could. And the reason why was because they were making fun of the New Zealanders who were inside of their parliament situation, doing their dances and then also tearing up bills, not agreeing with stuff. And so somebody was making fun of them, and I shot back. And it's so funny how how fast the computers read your stuff, and they're like, "Hi, we're going to ban you for 7 days, and click this little button to say to start that. And whenever you click this button, you're agreeing that it was inappropriate and that you're deleting it right now." So it automatically deletes it. And then every time you attempt to like or post anything new or reply to anything, then it reminds you you're temporarily restricted. This has happened to me before. This happened to me twice in a row whenever I told the Wall Street Journal to burn. I just told them straight up, burn. And then that's not appropriate. So over there on Elon Musk's Twitter, that's the sort of freedom of speech that's restricted. Good old heat speech, Finbear says. So Finbear, what time in the morning is it over there? Is it like it's not even morning, is it? It's still dark because you're experiencing winter. So you don't even have a sun. So yeah, guys. Okay, 8 a.m. over there. Sweet. So we're marching forward. Oh, I've got some cool news for you. So I'm on Telegram often, and all of a sudden I see that Richard's calls, the channel that Richard operates, I think he operates personally, all of a sudden those things populated. Now, about a year ago, or at least I think it was about a year ago, that channel went dark, made it to where you couldn't see anything. And now it's repopulated. So I think this is an awesome progression. Add that to the stats of what we're dealing with the SEC and where our position is. So I noticed that myself. Thank you very much. Similarly, not on the same subject, I noticed that I noticed numbers. So Trump, his last presidency was 45, and this presidency is 47. If you add up the numbers of 45, you get 9. Add up 47, you get 11. So whenever they have 45-47 on the side of their hat, it says 9/11. I think it's significant. I don't know if you do. And then also something I ran across related to politics and government efficiency is Vivek is going to stop his daily podcast, which I didn't even know he had. And he's going to do a podcast with Elon Musk. He's going to focus all of his concentration on doing a podcast with Elon. So the two of them are going to do a podcast, like a news show about making the government more efficient. So this Department of Government Efficiency is about to have an awesome show. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be spectacular. Let's see. The other day I was inside of Spaces and I got attacked by, my what is it? My growing antithesis. What is it where you've got somebody that always battles you, or lately? So that guy is Trap Gravity, of course. And there's just logical fallacies all over the place. And it just pisses me off because I've attempted to do everything that I can to help out the community. And as long as you don't get into, insulting me in my personal space and everything, then everything's great. We can grow together. So keep that in mind for everybody who wants to participate going forward. If you want to interlock with me, please have your shit together. There is I was on Facebook for like a split second the other day, and I saw that this guy that was like 2 years younger than me or something. Oh, it's my computer guy. You remember me bitching about my computer guy? How he built my computer, but yet it would shut down whenever it would overheat or be bogged down of some sort. Like you guys remember that? Like I would be gone for 3 minutes on a stream and then have to come back. So, this guy posted something about like a Trump Bible and how you're not supposed to speak the words out loud when you read the Trump Bible. And it's because demons don't they don't have the capability of reading. They don't have the capability of seeing. So you're not supposed to verbalize this Trump Bible. And it's kind of like a larger Bible. I know nothing about this. So he made some post and he said, like, I'm in a really bad place and I'm trying to get myself out of it. And it got me thinking about how, like, there were some guys locally here back in the day, like 10 years ago. Whenever I started working, like really working on myself and then displaying it out to people, so recording videos and putting them on Facebook is what I'm saying. I recommended to everybody this Don Miguel Luis, I think is his name. If you search the 4 Agreements, Miguel Luis, you will find this guy's book. And the 4 Agreements are like, be impeccable with your word. Gosh, I forget them all, but it's basically just like, don't make mistakes, don't internalize other people's issues. You need to focus on yourself, make sure that you are good before you interact with people in the world. Because otherwise they'll make mincemeat out of you. And that's what I'm afraid this guy has done. Is I think that he sort of like lent himself out. He participated in this or that, got carried away, taken away by things. He had a young girlfriend at one time, got her pregnant, and then things didn't go well. And then now he's paying child support. The child's not even living with him whatsoever. Child's in the next town. He had to move in with his mother whenever he built my computer. During the time period that he built my computer, he had to move in with his mom. And she has her own way. She's divorced. He didn't have his dad. So yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him and make sure that he understood that book. But I also don't want any demons coming my way. Not that necessarily they'll stick, because they need living matter to attach to. That's one of the things that I've loved about this old house that I live in is there's good spirits around here, not bad ones. All right, Finbear gave me a few comments. They will not shut down anything in medicine. U.S. is about 20% of its budget in healthcare, pharma. If you cut it in half, you put the country in depression. Yeah. All right. So there was this girl that I was attracted to at a bar one time, and she had a similar last name to my mother's maiden name, and so she was a little bit Scottish. And the rest of her family was in construction, so that was interesting to me. But she studied pharmacology over in Kansas, and I said something, I forgot what it was, and she said, "Yeah, well, people are never going to stop using pharmaceuticals." And she did the whole like, there's always going to be money rolling my way because of stupid people in the world continuing to rely on it. And that was sick. That was a turnoff. So at that time, she was a pharmacist over at the Target in town. And then I was on Facebook because I don't stalk people, but at this time, for some reason, I wanted to check up on like, what was that cute girl doing? So I think she was dating the Mexican manager soon after that thing. And why didn't I pick her up in the bar? I think she had her eye on the guy who had a British accent. Darn that guy. I wouldn't have been nice to her anyway. All right, regarding government efficiency is what Finbear says related to the pharmacology, I believe. Cool. You guys have any comments about anything that's going on? Who all's watching? Chime in. Yeah, so here very soon, I should have a lot of people tweeting about like, hey, thank you, EcoBuilder, for sending me these cards and stuff. And so I did the math. 300 envelopes times 13 cards per envelope is what, 3,900. Yeah. So hopefully that many conversations, I can say awesome. And then if you like, how much would people on average put in? Like between $20 and $100. So let's round it off to $50. I just did this math real fast. So it would be just about $200,000 worth. Now, this is, of course, just wishing well stuff, right? But miracles can happen, guys. So I hope you're having a great crypto bull market, and let's have fun. I thought about doing a Hex Foodie stream earlier, Hex Guild stream, um, I just preserved my energy because I was worried about not having enough energy after I did the stream. Instead, I dropped a few interesting things into the chat over there, t.me/hex foodies. And then also SJ, she showed us that she's got kind of a greenhouse going on, and um, she's just setting up a tent inside of her mother's garden over there in California. She did a short video showing what was in the garden, and she also thanked Hex Foodies, Hex Guild for being around because we were one of the first Hexagon groups that she was introduced to and migrated to and started to learn the community through us. And I'm kind of feeling like there's some full circle stuff going on. Like I'm reminded by the spirits of others, because people are starting to say, okay, it's a bull market, let's get a little bit more active inside of our Hex community. I'm being reminded, like what all of this has been for, and I'm excited to take care of my finances so that I can continue to dream within this community. And I'm okay with the amount of expansion that we did back in the day. I don't think that anything that I did was too far and unsustainable, is what I'm trying to say. Because a lot of folks, they did things like create new coins that were unsustainable. But yeah, everybody's quite active. There was something else in relation to criticism that was brought to my attention. Got some more comments from Finbear. Finbear put a bumper sticker on his kid's car. They make funny videos. His friends, his kids' friends make funny videos, and the sticker is present in the videos. That is awesome. They're 12 years old. Sweet. Finbear's been happy these last, or he's recognized this excitement inside of our community for the last 3 months. Sweet. And I think this last comment is speaking towards maybe I should relook up the pharmacist from Target. see how her life is going. I don't know how long ago that's been. I've probably been in 2 relationships since then. One that wasn't worth a damn and one that was wonderful. So yeah, the guy over at the bar, that just brings me back to analyzing, like, why is it that I'm still where I am and in my place? The guy at the bar has like no hope, and it makes me wonder, like, okay, well, what are you chasing? What are you doing day to day? Like, what do you care? Now, I did tell him my perspective of like, if the world is controlled, then the people who control things, they control China. They control, because he brought up China like as if it was a threat. Like they control this, they control that, they control all the nations, and they just make it to where the whole damn thing's a theater. So, so yeah, like the Texit sounds really cool. And then Elon Musk moving from California to Texas, immediately, I think that's to coerce people to think that we should be a part of the United States still, and that we have leadership that will take care of the situation if needed. And I really think that we just need to, excuse me, a little bit of pale ale coming up there. We just need to divide up the nations, the states, make it to where the states are more nation-like they used to be. Like people they're not taught history. People don't know why it is that the states got pissed off during the Civil War, and how it is that the Union forced them to be a part of the situation. States should be able to resist if they want to. I mean, what are we, Russia? Oh, and that's another thing is let's timestamp what's going on right now. Somebody inside of our government gave the okay for the US missiles to be launched deep within Russia, and now Russia says that they're going to retaliate. Some of the very outspoken people here in the States are saying, like, hey, prepare within the next, like maybe even before you wake up tomorrow morning, there's going to be some sort of a strike from Russia to somebody. I don't know. But Finbar's safe. He's over there in Finland. He's not a part of the countries that are loud mouthing Russia right now. So it'd be Germany, France, Britain, and the United States that would get a whack, if anybody, if Putin presses the button tonight. Finbar's laughing. He says China is afraid of uprisings. Just the other day, they panicked and banned university students from riding bicycles. Wow, that's retarded. Huh. All they wanted was dumplings, but it looked much like a riot, so the commies sent the police. Finbar reminds me that Finland joined NATO recently. I know, but you guys aren't manufacturing and distributing arms, are you? Y'all are just territory in between places, right? Speaking of, I've been meaning to research, like, what is that little portion of Russia that's south of you across the sea? Because it's kind of like by itself, north of Germany, right? I guess whenever they pulled out of Germany, they didn't pull out of that little place. He says 2 drones were launched from here to Russia. Still, it's not that much, right? How many cities do y'all have to whack off anyway? And you're far from them, right? It takes you like 6 hours to drive to the city. Okay, he's starting to get me on my heels. Says it's not looking good. So one thing I didn't talk to the guy at the bar about was like, how about that Matt Gaetz? That guy is gonna spearhead some things. He's gonna tell some people to fuck off. So something I ran across was that The View, which is a TV show with all women in the morning here in the United States, I think they are probably located out of New York. Whoopi Goldberg is one of the people. So Whoopi, right before a commercial break, says, "Hey, Donna," or whatever her name is, don't you have some, what is it? Don't you have some, oh gosh, some like law notes? She said something about notes. And then immediately that lady read off, like just straight face, she read off a paragraph that basically said like, we don't have any evidence that Matt Gaetz is guilty of anything, because otherwise he would have sued them for the bullshit, the slandering that they had been doing to him ever since he was appointed to a certain position. And I forget what that position is. Right now, I can smell my food on the cooktop. So I need to go get to that. I'll be right back, and then I'll read the rest of Finbear's comments that are over there. Oh, I'm so excited. I got some avocado to go with that. And I'll pass on making the egg right now. But I've taken up Finbear's thing of the carnivore diet. And so I've been eating a lot of eggs and meat. And it feels really good. Every once in a while, I'll eat out and break that. But I do recommend you guys. I think, this is my perspective, take your appropriate vitamins and supplements and stuff, and go to a carnivore diet and level out your mood and your body's capabilities, and then go and do whatever it is that you want to do. So I've found this this awesome place right now. And then what's going to happen from here, I'm not sure. But what's on the stove? Elk. Elk is on the stove. Let's read these comments. Not looking good. That's an act of war. Us sending the stuff over there. Oh, him sending the drones over. They'll cut us in half, east and west, he says. I think the remains of the hurricane landed here. I'm in the middle of the storm. Interesting. I just learned if you eat meat with corn, the plant toxins make it so that you absorb no zinc or other minerals we need. Very interesting. I was just at the health food store, and I walk in there, I get a few things, I go to the register, and the person in front of me was talking about like buying a lot of things and talking about how there was a 25% discount on everything inside the store. 25%. So I only buy a few things. I go out front and help myself to a few of the things, like because there's a little picnic table out front. And then I'm thinking to myself, This is the first day of 5 that they have this sale. Typically, they sell out of things like every other season because of sales like this. So I need to go back in there and get a bunch of stuff and just deal with, like, I wasn't prepared to carry so much home, but I'll just deal with it. So I went back in there. I spent $200. So what? It was going to be $260, $270 had I not had this discount. So I buy all sorts of things, and some of them are supplement pills. And so I'm like thinking to myself, like, okay, what are the exact supplements that I've been taking? And I was looking at the stuff in the zinc area, and then I see that there was this certain supplement that had the same, or these pills that had the same brand and marking as the magnesium that I usually get. And so the magnesium that I usually get is $12 something. And then this thing is $12 something, but it's all the minerals. And I turn it around and I start reading them, and it's like, wow, this is a better supplement with more, you know, there's just so much more inside of this for the same price and the same brand that I typically get. So hopefully they can all be digested at the same time. So that's where my thinking is. So my zinc is now tied to my magnesium and a few other things. What else? Like, do I get my iron from kelp and stuff like that? Is that what I'm thinking? Because there was only 17% of your daily of whatever it is that I'm thinking of. And so typically I'll get the supplement from seaweed instead. Okay, talking about supplements, I lose viewers. And hey, we're arriving on 50 minutes, so it's all good. It was iodine, not iron. Iodine. Yeah. Thank you. Finbear says I only supplement iodine. Yeah, totally, because everything else we can get from the food easily, but iodine is actually pretty hard. Important for testosterone production, and we don't get enough from food. If anybody's wondering, like, hey, do I get enough of vitamins and minerals and stuff? Find a place where Finbear is active and go have a chat with him, because this guy is really smart about what to put in your body. He says iron needs to be heme iron. That's HEME. There's no heme iron in plants. I was just hoping I got iron from the iron skillet that I cook my food in. And yeah, folks, warning, don't have plastic materials in your kitchen, and don't have nonstick pans either. Change that stuff up. Don't use your microwave. Be very careful. Don't microwave plastic plates. We were just going through all sorts of stuff. In case you don't live in the States, I want to let you know it is not easy inheriting your baby boomer parents' stuff, because it's your parents who had the good stuff. Your baby boomer parents, they don't have good stuff to hand you down. And so no matter how sentimental it is, we need to not use, some of this stuff. It's a sad situation. Not all things are equal, I've decided I'm going to spend a little bit of money. I'm going to get one of those cool tracksuits, Louis Vuitton things. I think I've decided that. And over there in the postcards group, we are thinking about sending letters out to people. I think we're going to send to like 2 of the lists that were released in law documents. So if you want to be a part of that, you're too late. If you want to help out with the hex postcard stuff, please go to Patreon and just sign up for a monthly thing that's like $1 to $5. And the more people that do that, like SJ just said that she increased her Patreon amount recently. The more people that do that, the more we can sit there and point to that and say, hey, these Hexicans are doing this. They're supporting the cause. And, you know, it's a real show, you know? And I don't know what to, you know, some people want to keep their privacy. Some people don't want to be identified. You're in crypto, so $1 to $5 isn't a big deal. But I showed up on the effing hangout a few times, like right there in front of RG3, saying like, "Hey, everybody, please attempt." And Crypto Kool-Aid's actually promoting and suggesting people join and stuff, and he's joining himself, but I hope that wasn't an attempt for me to be a promoter of GIF, the thing that he was trying to promote at the time as well. You know, like, hey, you rub my back, I rub yours. I'm fucking Hex. I'm Hex all the way. You guys know me. I only talk about Hex or what you can cash in on Hedron and Calm, you know? Speaking of, I think Calm's to a new high recently, maybe. If you haven't played with Calm, I've trusted connecting my wallet to that and harvested, and I actually liquidated. I'm not saying like everybody go and dump it, but it might be some free money for you. And then also recognize that if somebody's well involved in crypto and so they can understand that there are what is it, give backs. If you go and you stake a 5555 stake, you immediately can go over to Calm and collect like 10% of that back into your pocket. And, you know, technically, if you're staking for that distance, then you tripled that stake by doing that, right? You got like a 200% bonus in Hex for staking that initial thing. So you actually get a lot of your money back in Calm. And then you guys know Hedron. Do what you will. Do what you will. So I recommend, like, if it is that there's somebody inside the Hex community that you want to sponsor, to make sure that they stay inside of Hex, you could give them a Hex stake that's wrapped up in the Hedron NFT and then send it to their wallet. And then that way it's a stake that's staked out. Can it be broken? Maybe it can, but whatever the case, you were able to have it to where they've got their secured wallet, you've got yours, you created it, sent it to them without any of this compromise fears. Bright Light Crypto's in the chat. Thanks, EcoBuilder, for the cards. You're very welcome. I was just mentioning the cards earlier. I'm just rambling. I'm rambling about the times where we are right now. Whenever I was on Twitter through my feed, there was all sorts of stuff. Like there were people who were in fear, people who were not really sure, and then people who were like gung ho, like now's the time to buy. You're gonna miss out otherwise. So it's really an interesting time right now. Uh, hmm. But like I say, that Richard's calls channel, for some reason it populated like a night or 2 nights ago, out of nowhere. So that I think is a good sign of Richard coming back. And then, people are tweeting out like, "Oh, when do you think Richard's going to come back?" I had more beard coming up to join us. I'm sorry. Here's another thing. Hexo tweets out, hypothetically, if I was to do a stream with Richard in January, what questions would you like for me to ask him? Hexo asked that. I dare to ask you, who is it that would do a stream with Richard, if anybody? Probably Hexo. Yeah. Another guy who hasn't veered, He was very entertaining, jolly, and had done day-to-day streams to keep everybody interested, keep everybody informed. Great place to meet everyone. I'll remind you guys, back in the day, we didn't have too many places to converge, and that were lively and fun. And Hexo filled that gap, and F and Hangout also was a part of that. And F and Hangout brought in some of these other guys, like Kareem and Maddie, Hex Monkey and Joe. What was it? Joe Hexotic? You guys remember Joe Hexotic? Just to name a few. Just to name a few. God. See, whenever it is that I field some of this criticism, because like I've got a target on me whenever I come out and say like, "Hey, I'm a Hex OG. I'm willing to listen to people and stuff." I put a target on myself, and sometimes people will come and feel good by firing into that target. And it reminds me, or what comes to mind is like, am I an influencer or am I not? No, I'm not an influencer. I'm not really influencing people from outside of the community to come in. I'm probably not influencing people to go and spend more money. What also comes to mind is Nagabo. How whenever I met Nagabo, I said, I do YouTube stuff, and he was like, "Oh, well, I never heard of you." It's like, yeah, of course you wouldn't, because you don't look around. Instead, you're interested in what yourself. No shame, Nagabo. But where is Nagabo now? The last thing I saw him shill was ZYXY, whatever that other change up thing was, and he was just like, "Oh, well, it could go to $30, and it's sitting there at I don't know, 30 cents." And then it got rug pulled. It completely pulled off, because what they were attempting to do, I think, was illegal. It was it was compared to a tornado swap. But yeah, the struggles of a rambling OG Hexagon memoirs. All right, guys. So yeah, stay the course. We're good. We're golden. Everything's great. Bitcoin just hit new all-time highs. Ethereum's gonna do its thing. Other coins that have been around for multiple years have doubled in the last week. I think I mentioned during my last stream that Doge doubled, and I think Cardano doubled. Other ones that I can't remember. Maybe XRP doubled recently. So no problems. Is there anything else? I mentioned it all. Brightlight says that XRP's $1.11 now. Finbear says, soon, friend. Yeah. I'm even wearing my Hex Texas logo hat. We had these made before one of the meetups by Hex Merge, I think. Excellent job. Shot over the design. Like, hey, I want that trucker's hat, all black with this design on it. They redid the design a little bit, make sure it worked with their computers, shot it back to me. And then I think I ordered 30 of them. But yeah, they were excellent. So if you guys have any design ideas and stuff, I would not be afraid of using some of the hexagons for that. Keep thinking something's going to pop up in my head. Instead, we'll just call it quits. It's 1 hour and 2 minutes. And shout out to Jiraj. Shout out to Crypto Wonder. His streams have been getting 250 views per stream. That's freaking awesome. And if it is that Crypto Wonder is watching this, or somebody wants to pass this to him, I've been doing a little bit of thinking. And Crypto Wonder had a stream like 3 months ago or something, before we were confirmed inside of a bull market. And I said, hey, Crypto Wonder, what do you think about a reality TV show within our community? And he said it would have to happen during a bull. Are we in a bull now? If I trust Crypto Wonder, if you want to head up a reality TV show that would be, recorded and put on YouTube, I will give you 1 million hex, and I will have nothing to do with it. I will stand away from it. I will send you 1 million hex. Just, there's the offer. All right, guys. See you guys later. And Finbear's backing me up on Crypto Wonder rocks. All right. Cheers, everybody. Thanks, Brightlight. Good to see you in here. And take care, everyone. Laters.